Hey my friends, it's Andrea Purvu, and today I welcome you guys back to a new episode of the Prima podcast. For today's episode, we are going to talk about what has been happening in the first week of the September international break, and without any further ado, let's get started. But first, we have to talk about the match that took place between Man United and Liverpool because it was absolutely crazy. I honestly do not really want to remember that match, but this is it. I have to do this podcast, and yeah. So, that match ended up with the score 3-0 for Liverpool. First goal comes in the 34th minute because of Casemiro's shitty pass, who is sleeping on the pitch ever since last season. And the goal is scored by Luis Diaz, and basically Casemiro passed to his opponents and managed to bring six Liverpool players in front of the goal, and from that moment it was absolutely impossible to not score. Less than 10 minutes have passed and Casemiro commits it again. He's barely touched, but he feels the need to literally dive, and the referee have realized that, so he let advantage and the game continued. And yes, Liverpool managed to get the ball. There were a few great passes, great pass exchanges, and the ball somehow got to Luis Diaz, who scored again. And the third and final goal is scored by Mohamed Salah, who has a sensational beginning of the season. Not gonna lie, I don't like him. I don't like Liverpool, but I cannot not admit the fact that he is having a sensational beginning of the season. He had one intervention at every single goal that has been scored. And yeah, and if you ask me, the MVP award should go to Liverpool's player Casemiro. Casemiro in this match was literally Liverpool's best player, not going to lie. And yeah, what else can I say? It was a devastating match. Next, we have to talk about the match that took place between Real Madrid and Real Betis. Basically, I'm shooting this after I finished shooting the podcast episode, and I'm just so confused because basically, after I finished shooting it, I was like, man, I was supposed to talk about this match, but for some reason, I was like, what's going on? I mean, I know that I was supposed to talk about this match, but when I was reviewing my notes, there was nothing written about it. And the thing is that I always write notes during matches so I can talk about them in the podcast. And I was just so confused, like, why don't I have there's no notes about it, you know? And then I went to my live score app because I was like, yeah, okay, maybe this match took place. I mean, when did this match happen? I was like so confused, you know. I had anyways a crazy week, not gonna lie. And I was like, when did this match happen? And I was searching it, and I was remembering that it was on Sunday. I was not sure, but I was remembering that it was Sunday night, you know. And I went to check it, of course. And there was, like, you know, on live score you have on top you have the favorites section, and Real Madrid, of course, it's on my favorites. And for some reason that match was not visible there, and it was not on my top favorites. I was like, what is going on? Did this match not took place? It's like my imagination. Again, I had like a crazy week, not gonna lie. And then I was just so confused because on my live score, it was not written anything. On my notes, there was nothing about it, but I was remembering that I want to address a situation which I'm going to address later. I was like, what is going on? And then I searched on Google Real Madrid to see like the last match, and yes, the last match against Real Betis, and I've seen like the goal scored and all that stuff. And I've seen that Kylian Mbappe scored 2 goals, which I was remembering and all that stuff. I seen that it was on Sunday, that match happened on Sunday. And then I went back to my live score app, and again, there was nothing. There was no Real Madrid Real Betis match at all there. And then I went on my live score app and I've searched Real Madrid to see, don't I have them on favorite? Because I know that I have them on favorite. What is going on? Yes, I did have them on favorite, but for some reason on Sunday they were not appearing for some reason. I don't know, it was just so crazy. And yeah, basically, I'm sorry, but I forgot to talk about it, but I'm talking about it now. I'm shooting this now. And the thing is that, as I said, I had a crazy week, and honestly, I do not remember too much of what happened in that match, even though I've watched it and I written things about it. But basically, the little thing that I remember, so first of all, I know that Kylian Mbappe scored 2 goals. And I was really happy for that because I know him since he was pretty young. I mean, I've known him since the 2018 World Cup. And yeah, I mean, he's a player that I like. He's not one of my favorites, not gonna lie, but he is, I mean, yeah. And I was really, I was really looking forward to see him at Real Madrid, playing at Real Madrid. And yeah, I mean, seeing his debut not being kind of shabby, I was a bit what's going on. And you know, I was happy to see him finally like passing this block and finally scoring. Definitely not the best goals. I don't remember the first goal exactly how it happened. I know that no, I actually remember now. So it was basically, in my opinion, that was not his goal. I mean, it was Valverde's goal because Valverde's pass was absolutely chef's kiss, literally. Like, I cannot talk enough about it. That was not Mbappe's goal. I'm sorry. Valverde was a genius there. And but yeah, I was kind of happy because I knew that for his morale, I mean, it will help him a lot because he's thinking that he's passing this block. And then the penalty came, and he shot the penalty and he scored, obviously. And honestly, I was really happy to see that happening because, as I said, I mean, he was passing this block, and he was managing to move on with his career, and as well, like Real Madrid, to, I mean, get what they wanted from Mbappe. And yeah, basically, besides that, I don't remember too much from that match. And what I wanted, the two things that I wanted to address from this match were the fact that I don't remember exactly, but I think that the most I liked Valverde's performance again. I'm not sure though. I'm really not sure. As I said, I don't remember exactly. And the second subject that I wanted to address was the whole penalty thing. Basically, Carlo Ancelotti after the match was asked from now on who is going to shoot the penalties most of the times, and he replied that from now on Vinicius and Mbappe are going to decide together who is going to shoot the penalty kick, because he's relying on them, and only if it's going to be like a serious moment and stuff like that, in that moment he needs one of them specifically to shoot that penalty. That's the only moment when he's going to actually intervene in this and actually say who should shoot. But besides that, he said that he's relying on them, and that both of them are going to take these penalty kicks, and they're going to discuss together who is going to do that. Then Mbappe, when he was asked, he said that from now on, basically, first Vinicius shoots, and then Mbappe, and then again Vinicius and Mbappe, like that. And yeah, I mean, my opinion, honestly, I think that it's a great decision, like one time Vinicius and one time Mbappe, though I like more how Mbappe shoots penalties. I don't know, I like it more, and I rely on him more than I rely on Vinicius. That can be just my opinion, though I think that in some moments the penalty should be shot by Vinicius, because he as well has a special touch when it comes to this action. But if you're asking me overall, I think that Mbappe is a better shooter when it comes to penalty kicks, and I think that he should be the main person who should shoot the penalty kicks. But from time to time, I think that Vinicius definitely should shoot, and not from time to time, but pretty often. But still, I don't think that both of them should like roll with that. I think that, in my opinion, the main character when it comes to penalty kicks should be Mbappe, and sometimes Vinicius could step in. Now we are going to dive into the Nations League, and the first match that I'm going to talk about is Portugal versus Croatia. And the first goal in this match, it was really surprising and really special. It was scored by defender Diogo Dalot, who scored a really beautiful goal. I honestly really liked the execution. He received a decisive pass from his club teammate Bruno Fernandes, who honestly did a really incredible pass. I really liked it. He made it look so easy, and effortlessly. It was really beautiful. In the 34th minute, Ronaldo scores his 900th goal, and honestly, I really liked it. I really liked the execution. It was short and strong, and I liked as well the celebration. There was no sue. It was simply him being overwhelmed and simply happy for scoring his 900th goal, and I was really happy to see him passing the block that he had when it comes to scoring goals in the national while wearing the national jersey. And later in the match, Diogo Dalot erases his previous goal by scoring an own goal in the 41st minute. He basically tried to defend, but he sent the ball into Diogo Costa goal. So yeah, basically Diogo have done dirty Diogo. The second half starts, and in minute 62nd, Ronaldo scores his second goal, and honestly I really liked it. I really liked the combination of the passes before the goal was scored, but sadly it was disallowed due to offside ruled at Bruno Fernandes. Next, we have to talk about the match that took place between France and Italy, and honestly it started in a very hilarious and stunning way. Basically, due to a wrong pass that Italy have made, Barcola managed to gain possession, and he scored from the second 13. And that was basically it for France, because from the 14th second they stopped playing. They were literally sleeping on that pitch, and it was really frustrating. And yeah, the equalizer came in the 13th minute. It was scored by Di Marco, who honestly scored a fucking marvelous goal. I really liked it. I liked the pass, the decisive pass shot by Tonali. And yeah, it was simply, the decisive pass was really satisfying and superb in my opinion. And then the shot done by Di Marco was crazy ass. It was crazy. It was a crazy ass goal. Overall, it was a crazy ass goal. I loved it. And even though I was supporting France, yeah, I have to admit that goal was pretty amazing. And in the 51st minute, Fratesi manages to score the second goal against France from Matteo Retegui's pass. And the moment where I literally did not want to watch that match anymore, I literally put my hands in my head, and that was it. I did not want to watch it anymore. It was basically in the 74th minute when Saliba was fucking sleeping on that fucking pitch, and yeah, Rapsadori managed to score the third and final goal, and it was a really surprising match. It was a really surprising outcome. Everybody was saying that Italy does not stand a chance, and honestly, I was saying that as well, because especially, looking at how Italy looks at the moment and how this squad has been looking for the past few years, at least 3 years, they were trash. In my opinion, they were trash. I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone, but that squad is trash. And literally seeing them play this well, it was, I don't think that they even played that well, but the thing was that, they played okay, but the thing was that France was literally sleeping. Mbappe was sleeping. N'Golo Kante, I think that he touched the ball like maximum 3 times. Griezmann didn't do anything as well. The most important players, the 3 most important players were literally sleeping, and then as well the others were not really paying attention, and yeah, that was basically it. Okay, so I've changed a bit the setup because now it's night out and all that stuff, so yeah, but we are talking about Ireland's match against England, which is basically the most important match of this weekend. First goal was scored by the most hated man by Irish people, Declan Rice, and that came in the 11th minute. Honestly, it was a beautiful goal. I liked it, and after that, he didn't celebrate. He apologized, and honestly, let me share my opinion here. So basically, Rice is so hated due to the fact that he has Irish grandparents. So when he was younger and he didn't have the opportunity to play for the English national team, he played for Ireland. And yeah, basically after a few years, I think 2 or something like that, he moved to, he got the opportunity to play for England. So he is now playing for England. The thing is that Declan Rice is not Irish. You can tell from his accent, he was born and raised in England, and he simply has some relatives that are from Irish. So he has just a few origins from Irish, but not something that deep. And honestly, it's football. I mean, I understand him why when he was younger, when he didn't have the other opportunity on the table, he chose to play for Irish because he could, due to the fact that he had origins there and all that stuff. But as well, that would have helped him with his career, and he was young. I mean, he needed that. And I understand why later on, when he had the opportunity to play for England, he transferred to England, you know? But the thing is that right now he's receiving so much backlash. I mean, not right now. Since he left, he's receiving so much backlash. And I think it's so dumb because honestly, if he was playing for Ireland, and I've honestly actually heard this opinion from other Irish people as well, the fact that if he would have been playing still for Ireland, that would have been kind of a fraud. Because like, as I said, he's an English man. He was born and raised in England. His parents are English. And like, yeah, I mean, he has a few old relatives that are from Ireland, but not something too deep, you know? So, yeah, I mean, I think that that's a bit weird, and I honestly do not understand, like, why did he apologize? I think that he's a really polite man, but, yeah, I mean, if I was him, I don't know if I would have been apologizing after, all of the curses and after all of the backlash that I would have received from Irish people. The second goal is scored by the other hated man by Irish people, from Jack Grealish, who is basically in the same situation as Rice. They've joined almost like at the same time the Irish team when they were younger, and yeah, and then they left, and none of them are actually Irish. They simply have Irish roots, if I can say that. And yeah, basically that second goal was wonderful and stunning, and not necessarily the goal, like the whole preparation for that, the whole action was wonderful and stunning. I really liked the passes before it. I liked Saka's pass to Rice, it was really good, and then Rice shooting the decisive pass to Grealish, another great pass, and then the goal itself, so good. Really liked it. It was simply beautiful, and I like the fact that literally, like, the goalkeeper in that moment did not stand a chance. And yeah, it was really beautiful, and I liked as well the fact that he celebrated. I mean, his attitude, honestly, I mean, it would piss a lot of people off because yeah, he was a bit rude, but I've kind of understand him, and honestly, I'm a really cocky person. Some people might call me arrogant. I would like to say that I'm just really confident, but yeah, I mean, I honestly, I think that if I was him, I would have done the same thing. I would have celebrated, I would have laughed ironically all the time to the opponents, and I would have been quite rude. we could say that. But yeah, I mean, I understand him because they are both receiving so much backlash for nothing, honestly. And yeah, I liked his attitude, not gonna lie. And overall, to wrap this match up, if you ask me, I think that the MVP award should go to Rice. I honestly really liked his performance overall. Besides that goal, he had really great actions, really great passes, cool dribbles and all that stuff. I mean, he was simply very present in the match, and yeah, I simply really liked his performance. And I would like as well to mention Mainu, because I liked him as well. As I mean, I cannot talk enough about this kid because honestly, he's so talented, and I love the fact that he shows like so much personality at such a young age. And literally, I did not see a mistake from Mainu in this match. I really liked it. I really liked his performance, and I as well really liked Jack Grealish's performance overall. Besides his attitude and everything, I really liked his performance, and I was happy to see him because he was not at the national team for the Euros. He didn't play for the Euros, and yeah, I think that he is a really important part of the team. He's not my favorite English player, definitely, but I think that he plays a really important part in that squad, and I liked seeing him back in it. Okay, so this was it for today, you guys. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends if you think that any of this information might be useful to them. Comment down below any suggestion for me to improve and stuff like that, and subscribe to keep in tune with all of my uploads. Okay, you guys, bye!